with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Accelerate your financial journey. With Kasasa Cash, experience the thrill of earning more with each transaction or the freedom to withdraw your cash from any ATM nationwide. Not to mention, no monthly service fees. It's the power of earning up to 5.5% APY on your Kasasa Cash with Liberty First Credit Union. Earn rewards beginning at a penny, continuing up to $40,000. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havel. This week's specials through September 26th are $2 off grass-finished 6-ounce fillets. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. Our first full week in our new digs. 1040 O Street is the place to be. Come on down, grab yourself a cup of coffee from the mill, and just come on, hang out with us. It's kind of a, not necessarily a sunny day, somewhat of a gloomy day. So if you want a place just to relax and get out of, I guess I don't know what the weather is outside, but get out of the gloominess, plenty of light and happiness here in 1040 O Street. Come on down, say what's up. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. This is the Happy Hour. Shout out to Empire Fence and Netting for their support all show long. Nick Sainert here, and Rico sitting to my right. What's up, Rico?
Hello.
How's the day?
So far, so good.
You went to the Husker softball scrimmage last night.
I did.
Intra-squad scrimmage.
I did.
Jordy Ball was taken deep.
Yes.
Over the fence.
Emerson Cope, the freshman first baseman and pitcher from Kansas, the number 29 overall prospect in last year's recruiting class. Cranked one, just launched one to Maya Felder range, almost went over the second fence into the parking lot.
Now, here's the thing is
just absolutely destroyed it.
I'm sure it's a good feeling to hit a home run at the college level, right?
Yes.
We don't know.
I wouldn't
to know what it's like to hit a home run, right?
You hit it. You ever hit a home run?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it's like. Yeah, I don't know what it's
Not
like.
at the college level.
That's still
however, Is there an added sense of accomplishment when you're going up probably against the best pitcher in the entire world, especially at the collegiate level, at least?
I don't know about world. That seems a little extreme, but yeah.
I mean, right now, I mean, there's not.
I wouldn't say world.
There's not a whole lot of people that have better statistics.
I would say world.
In the entire college game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd go with that. In the entire United States.
In the entire United States.
Well, no.
Is there a bigger sense of accomplishment hitting it off of her?
I don't think there is. I think that's it. I think it's peak.
It's just a home run.
I think it's peak. And you know what? Me and Rachel, shout out to Rachel, my beautiful wife, we're talking about during the game, is that this is probably why Oklahoma hit the ball so well. Granted, they were hitting the ball well before.
Yeah.
But this is probably why they hit the ball so well, is because they were going against a Jordy ball in practice day after day and getting to see these amazing pitches from this amazing pitcher. So, when they go up against another pitcher, it's like, oh, you don't throw anywhere as good as she does.
Mississippi Mud Dog on the text line once again, 402-464-5685 says, Nick, a home run on a Little League field as a high schooler does not count as hitting a home run. False. It would, but that's not when I hit it.
I would take that.
I hit one in Grand Island, I believe. It was Grand Island.
Good old GI.
Hit one at Bellevue East, I believe. So there were a couple, right?
Bellevue East is where a lot of College World Series teams go to practice.
That is right. Bellevue East. I actually hit that one, I believe, opposite field.
Ooh, look at you.
In Bellevue East.
Fancy guy.
Yeah, nonetheless. But once again, 402-464-5685. Got a loaded show for you guys today. We're going to be talking a little Husker football here, just football in general, because we do have a high school game later on this evening right here on the ticket. But a lot of Husker football coming your way here shortly. We'll also dip into Husker volleyball.
Yes.
As they have a big match tonight against top 25 Ohio State, and then a big one against Minnesota, who escaped Iowa yesterday in 5 sets as well on Sunday. So we'll be joined by Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star. She's an AP poll voter.
She is.
I'm intrigued to ask her about what it's like to be an AP poll voter. For obviously the Associated Press.
Like we're going to focus on volleyball with her, but there's the AP voting. And then the fact that I think it was last weekend, she went to 4 different sporting events in like 3 days. She was in football, volleyball, softball, and soccer. Yeah, all in the span of like 72 hours.
Kind of a jack of all trades. So we'll be able to talk to Amie about that stuff, about everything from football to volleyball, and now even voting in polls. So we'll talk about that with Amie Just, Lincoln Journal-Star. And then it's a splendid week of college football. There's a lot of good NFL games as well, but the week of college football and some of the games that are being played this weekend are as some of the good ones as I can remember of a weekend in college football. So weekend picks today at 1:45 with Strick and Austin going to be spicy.
They're going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I am here for it.
And also just
look at him.
If once we have time, once we have time, we are going to go on a rant about how the Cubs are sliding out of the playoffs.
Hey, okay.
I mean,
as long as they make the playoffs, this is good.
I don't care. Yeah, I mean, as long as they make the playoffs, that's fine.
But this is good because they're getting bad baseball out of the way.
And that was my reason for getting swept by the Diamondbacks.
Yes.
But then they go and lose 2 out of the 3 to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
They are currently at this moment playing the Rockies. The Cubs do horrible against NL West teams. They got swept by the D-backs. They never play well against the Dodgers unless it's in the NLCS. And they always,
which they hardly ever make.
You're right about that. And then they also play poorly against the Rockies. They lost 2 out of the 3 at Denver. So we'll see what happens here. And newsflash, it's not their hitting. It's the bullpen pitching. The bullpen's always atrocious. And you went out and you thought that Jose Cuas from the Kansas City Royals was going to save the day. The guy was atrocious. I saw him the day before when I went to the Royals game, against the Twins on, I believe it was like July 26th. But nonetheless, on July 26th, Jose Cuas pitched for the Royals, came in against the Twins, let up 3 runs against the Twins, had horrible statistics.
You seem upset.
I was like, man, this guy's really bad, Jose Cuas. And sure enough, the very next day, the Cubs traded for Jose Cuas.
The Cubs saw what he did and they
I was like, are you kidding me?
I think this will really help.
I was like, cool, I saw him play. Maybe he just needs a fresh start, similar to Joey Gallo.
Just a different kind of blue.
Yeah.
It didn't help, did it?
Anyway, nope. So we're going to dive. I'll be able to rant about that in the third segment, I'm sure.
Perfect. More Cubs ranting.
Well, go ahead. Your Yankees aren't making the playoffs.
They might. They're only 7.5 back. They have the D-backs, The Blue Jays, the somebody else, and then the Royals.
MySpace Man says the Cubs only play bad baseball. Well, MySpace Man, here's the deal. They had one of the best records, if not the best record in all of baseball in the month of July. But now we are out of July and it's September.
It's not July.
Here we are. Let's talk Husker football, because this game on Saturday matches up really well for what Nebraska could do.
It's pretty interesting.
And specifically on the ground. The Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, they do not handle the run well defensively, allowing over 205 yards per game on the ground due to the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Nebraska on Saturday, whether you play Heiner Carberg or whether you're starting Jeff Sims, at the end of the day, you're going to need to run the football.
You're probably going to see a lot of quarterback run, even, with the what's happened here? Even with the uncertainty at quarterback and the uncertainty in the running back room, you were probably still going to see a lot of quarterback run, regardless of who was starting at running back or quarterback. So with that in hand, with the possibility of bad weather, Nebraska is going to lean, hopefully, they lean heavily on the run game, especially with the Louisiana Tech team that gave up somewhere like 200 plus. I was like 250 plus rushing yards to North Texas last week. So they're not a very good run defense. They're actually surprisingly pretty decent in pass defense, but Nebraska's terrible in pass offense, so they shouldn't be trying to do that regardless. So hopefully you see a heavy dose of Anthony Grant and Emmett Johnson.
Yeah, and I think Quentin Ives as well. I think you're going to see both these. Also, if Nebraska gets out to a comfortable advantage, I think there's a way where you kind of want Quentin Ives and Emmett Johnson to really start taking the loads, because you need at least one of those guys to complement Anthony Grant in the season going forward.
If you have a 3-touchdown lead and the fourth quarter is just starting, right? They still have whatever amount of time.
Anthony Grant better be out of that game.
I was going to say, do you pull Anthony Grant and just let Emmett and Quentin finish it off? Do you pull your starting quarterback? The thing is,
who's the starter?
There is that. So who do you want to throw in there? I was going to ask you before. Do you think, you personally, and I guess the text line 402-464-5685, I want your guys' take on this as well. Do the running backs, let's just say, does Anthony Grant have more carries than whoever the starting quarterback is in this game? Do we finally see a running back carry the ball more than the quarterback does?
Here's the thing.
Just one, not combined.
Well, I know it's difficult about that question is you have to factor in quarterback scrambles as well.
But the thing is, even with quarterback scrambles, even with all of that, the quarterback scrambles, the designed runs,
I see Anthony Grant having more than 20 carries today.
But
tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying, because I think Heiner Carberg had the most carries so far. I could be wrong, with like 19 against whoever, Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
He had 19 against them. That was, designed in quarterback scrambles. So will one of your running backs eclipse 20 carries? Because you're not going to have your quarterback carry the ball 20 times, right?
Rico, we're making Wet Blanket scream at his radio right now. He says, I am screaming at my radio. Nebraska hasn't had a winning season in 6 years. What are we talking about? Nebraska getting a 3-touchdown lead. Win the game, get better, move on.
They had a 3-touchdown lead against Northern Illinois.
We're speaking also where statistically speaking, Louisiana Tech's allows 205 rushing yards a game. Wet Blanket,
31 points per game. They have a really good. They have a top 28, I believe, passing defense.
And then they also their offense is ranked better than Nebraska's, but it's also with a quarterback that's banged up in Bachmeier, the transfer from Boise State, involved in the offense as well,
and possibly without their top 2 running backs.
The same,
and their top wide receiver is 5'8".
The same thing that we're saying about Louisiana Tech's defense, on how it's probably the worst defense that Nebraska is going to face this year. The same, or the complete opposite, can be said if you're a Louisiana Tech fan. Nebraska is the best defense that this Louisiana Tech team, is going to face all up to this point of the season. They're the best defense.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, through 3 weeks, statistically speaking, which is somewhat all you can all you can really bank on for factual information.
Yeah, this isn't going off of what I know, wet blanket. This isn't going off of what the coaches have said. This isn't going off what the players have said. This is going off statistics, and they have faced 2 Power 5 teams and a Group of 5 team. So, I mean, maybe the Group of 5 team pads the stats a little bit, but still, even after those 2 Power 5 opponents, they were still a really good defense.
I think now, if we want to talk about the quarterback decision, and I think another like difficult angle to this conversation is that there's so many injuries, or I should say just big injuries on Nebraska's offense that's already been struggling immensely to this point. If you take away the Northern Illinois game, that you have now 3 very, very important players on that offense out for the year, and Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, and then obviously Gabe Ervin and Ramir Johnson. That here's what I would say. With Jeff Sims having some sort of a sprain in his ankle, whether it's a high ankle sprain, whether it's as serious as they thought it was, or not as serious as they thought it was, that's where this game has to be really careful. And this is why I lean more so starting Heinrich Harburg, is we know Nebraska's going to need to run the football. That's how they're going to need to win games going forward. That's how they're going to probably operate tomorrow against Louisiana Tech, and nobody's going to argue with that. But you do not want to, number one, make it worse on Jeff Sims or have him hobbling out there when you have a long season ahead still.
Yeah.
And so if by keeping Jeff Sims out of the game tomorrow, he is going to be 100% for Michigan or 100% when you absolutely need him down the road, that feels like the better situation. Now, if he's 100% today and they're saying, hey, we're going to start you tomorrow, man, then by all means do it.
Yeah.
But you don't want, and this is what I said earlier this morning with AD and Raf, you don't want to look back on this game in 2 or 3 weeks after you beat Louisiana Tech comfortably, but maybe you came out of it a little battered and bruised, and Jeff Sims is still not 100%. And in 3 weeks, you're saying, all right, we beat Louisiana Tech like we probably were planning on it from the outside looking in. You lost to Michigan, and now here we are getting into the heart of Big Ten conference season, and we don't have our quote unquote starting quarterback 100% healthy.
Yeah, for Nebraska, this is when after Michigan, to me, is when their season truly begins. After following the loss to Minnesota, to me, the season starts in earnest after Minnesota. And when Matt Rule the other day said, we're going to play the quarterback that gives us the best chance to win, I don't know how to take that, because you would think Jeff Sims, with all the experience he has and the fact that they handpicked him out of the transfer portal, would be the guy that they believe gives them the best chance to win. However, and I mean, if Jeff Sims started against Northern Illinois, they probably would have won regardless. But Heinrich Harburg is the only quarterback right now on your roster that has won you a game. So when you look at it like that, it's probably going to be a hard decision for them, just because if you play Heinrich Harburg in this game and if he plays well, again, I mean, you look at the stat. They won the game.
Frankly, if he gets a win and he holds onto the football,
he's just taking care of the ball. He's not doing anything spectacular. He's taking care of the ball and he's running tough. If he plays kind of like he did against Northern Illinois, maybe a little bit better, and they win the game, I think it's going to be a very tough decision for them when it comes to Michigan, because if you have 2 healthy quarterbacks, your handpicked quarterback and the guy who maybe is surprising you with the way that he's able to command and run the offense by taking care of the ball and not turning it over, I mean, which one of them gives you a better chance to win? I don't know which one of them you consider a better athlete, but again, you picked one up as the guy that you thought would be able to do everything that you need him to do, and the other guy that's a holdover is actually playing pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. So in a way, we're going to learn a lot about this offense tomorrow afternoon, but I think also in a way, there's some positions that maybe Nebraska fans won't learn a lot about. I think I look at the running backs, an opportunity for us to really feel confident going forward in Emmett Johnson, or at least start to build that confidence in a guy like Emmett Johnson or Quentin Ives. I think, and then also like it gives tomorrow an opportunity for Anthony Grant to continue building trust between him and the coaching staff, him and himself, and then just ultimate confidence that he's not going to fumble the ball when he gets hit. Like I think tomorrow's such a big confidence boosting opportunity for a lot of guys on this staff, whether that's Jeff Sims, frankly, who has definitely seen and heard all the criticism around his name.
Oh yeah.
everybody's talking about how much Heinrich Haarberg did for Nebraska last week, or how he was just the quarterback, which was kind of relieving to see, held on to the football. Tomorrow is a great opportunity for a lot of guys in every single room, and even on the defense, that's certainly been the better of the two sides of the ball for the Huskers, to just build the confidence going forward into the best team that you'll probably play all season in Michigan.
Are you worried at all that a guy who has been dealing with fumble issues throughout training camp is going to be starting the game in a possibly rainy environment?
No. Here's my thing. Anthony Grant, we can't ignore everything that he did last year.
No, and I don't want to.
The guy only had 3 fumbles in 2022, if I remember correctly, had over 900 yards, did really well, especially in the first half of the year against teams like Louisiana Tech. He ran for over 100 against a team like North Texas last year, did the same against Northwestern as well. Although those didn't always result in Nebraska wins, one thing we have to remember about towards the back end of the last year is that just as much as Anthony Grant was playing better teams and going up against better defenses, the offensive line for Nebraska was going up against better defensive lines and defenses in the Big Ten than maybe they were seeing last year in the early games. So we have to remember what Anthony Grant did last year. We have to remember what type of running back he was. And at the end of the day, like, Gabe Ervin was fully healthy this year. Like, I think that's important to remember, is that Gabe Ervin was fully healthy at the start of this year. And maybe Anthony Grant's not the best running back on that roster. And I leave that open-ended because I don't think we have an idea. But here he is. This is, once again, confidence-building opportunity tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. So let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star, talk all things football, volleyball, and more with Amie as she hangs out with us for the first time on this show.
Yeah.
How about that? So Amie Just joining us next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
It's football season, and that means criminal charge or you were injured and it wasn't your fault. We tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Accelerate your financial journey. With Kasasa Cash, experience the thrill of earning more with each transaction or the freedom to withdraw your cash from any ATM nationwide. Not to mention, no monthly service fees. It's the power of earning up to 5.5% APY on your Kasasa Cash with Liberty First Credit Union. Earn rewards beginning at a penny, continuing up to $40,000. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico joining you guys as usual. 402-464-5685. The phone number to call or text the entire show. Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and on Allo channel 951 for your televisions. Now it's time to go to the Allo VIP line, where we're going to bring up a friend of ours. Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star joins us now on the Allo VIP line. Amie, how's it going? First question for you. What in the world is it like to be an AP poll voter?
And so it's definitely wild. This is my first time voting for the SBS top 25. I was an SBS top 25 voter a million lives ago. That was a lot harder because stats weren't as readily available for a bunch of SBS teams like SBS teams are. But yeah, this weekend it's probably going to take me a little while longer to figure out what I'm going to do with everything just because of how many top 25 games there are in between ranked opponents.
So, Amie, you're kind of, as we mentioned earlier, you're kind of like a jack of all trades. You've been just about everywhere. I think it was like last week you were at volleyball, football, soccer, and softball. So I guess my question is, where in the world is Amie Just today?
Today I'm in Lawrence campus. I'm a proud KU alum, and they're doing a symposium to kick off their new sports media certificate. So I'm down here giving some presentations and stuff, but yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll be back in Lincoln tomorrow for the football game.
We're going to talk volleyball and football with you. Let's start with football as Nebraska faces Louisiana Tech tomorrow at 2:30. Kind of a wild weekend in Nebraska football, which I guess you can argue that there's never a dull weekend for Matt Rule's team. But I mean, Nebraska loses Gabe Ervin and Ramir Johnson this week to season-ending injuries. How tomorrow's game matches up really well for Nebraska up against Louisiana Tech's pretty bad rushing defense. I mean, how much Emmett Johnson and Quentin Ives will we see compared to maybe an Anthony Grant in tomorrow's game?
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure how they're going to play that. I think the weather is definitely going to have a role to play, especially if it's too windy and too rainy to throw the ball. So I'm really fascinated to see what they divide things up as. I think Anthony will get the lion's share of the carries, but I don't know if it's going to be like 50-30-20, if it's going to be a little more even than that. I'm really interested to see not only just how much Grant plays, but how much Ives plays. I think Emmett Johnson, they are really high on him, and they're high on Quentin too, but he's definitely a different type of back. So I wonder if him specifically is going to be more situational.
Sorry, I just lost my question. We're speaking with Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Amie, with the running back situation, we know what's going on. Well, we don't know what's going on, but they lose their top two backs. I want to talk to you about the quarterback situation with Jeff Sims possibly still on a hobbled ankle. He did practice for Nebraska, but Heinrich Haarberg did a good job of running the offense and just taking care of the ball against Northern Illinois. If you were Marcus Satterfield and Matt Rule, would you want to put Jeff Sims into this one and kind of get the ball rolling again with him as your starting quarterback, or just ride the hot hand and have Heinrich Haarberg keep the reins and see if you can't get Jeff Sims back to 100%?
Yeah, so for me, the biggest question for me would be, what percent is Jeff? And if he is anything other than 100%, no, don't risk it. Mud and messed up ankles don't necessarily go well together. I know it's not a grass field, but rain and sloppiness and ankles are just a bad combination. So if you have him coming off of that plus a wet, gross game, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that for anybody, but especially not somebody who's coming off of a lower body injury. So I would ride with Haarberg and continue this conversation into next week. Give him another week to kind of recover, see where he's at, and then figure out what you want to do moving forward, starting with next week.
We're speaking to Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star, and Amie, I guess sticking with the offense really quickly here, I feel like Marcus Satterfield is getting a lot of crap and a lot of flack sent his way for how bad this offense has looked, and maybe in certain situations the play calling hasn't been all that great, and there's definitely some questions that have been brought to the forefront. But this is, at the end of the day, an offense that has not been able to get into a rhythm a whole lot. I mean, especially led by Jeff Sims in those first two games. This is an offense that's really struggled because of maybe bad decisions on the players' part. I guess, where are you at through 3 games with Marcus Satterfield and just this offense and some of his decisions with play calling and such?
Yeah, so remember when before the season, everybody was super high on Nebraska thinking, they're going to make a bowl game, they're going to win 8 games. And people got mad at me for saying that, Nebraska's going to win 5 games this year. And then look where we're at. I think that the hope of a new season inflated a lot of people's expectations, especially early. Mm-hmm. And I just think we've all got to bring it down just a little bit. They have played 3 games. And, you look at the playmakers that Nebraska has, and you lose IGC for the year. You lose Gabe Irvin for the year. You lose Ramir Johnson for the year. And we're only through 3 games. And that doesn't even factor in that somebody that you thought would be a reliable receiver for them in Xavier Best left the program before the season started. So I think you have to factor all of that in as well. And you've got, a starting offensive lineman that hasn't really played much because he is coming off of injury too. So I don't know if I buy into all of that just yet because it's so early and so many playmakers who have proven that they can do it are out for the rest of the year. Now, I'm not making excuses for him. It sounds like I am, but I just think it's too early to, dogpile onto him. It's early. There are valid criticisms. I think the wide receivers need to step up, and it kind of makes me question as to why they haven't played the young ones in a, past a limited role into they're actually playing for series at a time instead of plays here and there. But I'm not gonna be overly harsh on Marcus just yet.
Oh, I guess with that in mind, I think something that's kind of stuck out to me over these last couple of weeks and through the struggles and through the roller coasters that is Nebraska football is we've heard a lot more often than maybe we did in the offseason of Matt Rule kind of saying in the conversations that he's had with us, this is why you hire me. The slow process. And obviously a lot of these thoughts and kind of just like concerns arise because of what other programs are doing and doing it so quickly. But it really stuck out to me and kind of like made me perk my ears up a little bit when I heard Matt Rule say one week, he was like, hey, listen, this is why you hire me. This is not going to be a fast thing. This is a long-term kind of project, if you will. And that just kind of like not surprised me, but we've seen kind of a tone shift, I think, over the last couple of weeks where it's like, hey, be patient because this is why I'm here. It's for the long haul. It's a long-term rebuild, and that's why you bring in a guy like Matt Rule, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he said similar sentiments in the spring. I just don't think anybody was listening that close because everybody was just so excited. Mm-hmm. He said in the week leading up to the spring game, this is a 4-8 football team right now. That quote has been just wedged into my brain since he said it. Because rarely do you have a coach before the season even starts be that frank about the situation that they have. So while I am optimistic for the future, and you look to the young playmakers on defense for some of that optimism, because some of those guys playing really well right now.
Yeah.
But, Matt Rule said the quiet part out loud in the spring. I just don't think anybody was really listening.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're speaking with Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star down in Lawrence right now, but Nebraska volleyball opens up their Big Ten season tonight against Ohio State. And Amie, me, you, and a couple of the other people out at volleyball were joking around about getting our tickets for Tampa already. Can you just give us your impression on how good this team actually is? Because if you look around the country, there are about 6 undefeated teams, but Wisconsin, who's the number one team, rightfully so, with most of, if not almost all of the first place votes, has already gone to 5 sets with, I think, 3 other teams. And although those teams have been really good, Nebraska's only dropped 3 sets this season. So in your own words, how good is this very young Nebraska volleyball team?
They are phenomenal, and they're continuing to get better with every match. I was really impressed with how well they played against Kentucky, especially when you don't have Lindsey Crowley and Lainey Chilboy in there. I thought that Macy Boziger did a phenomenal job stepping in the 2 rotations that she played last week. And I thought that, Allie Raythorn did a phenomenal job too in the 4 rotations that she played. I mean, people forget that she was such a catalyst in Nebraska's run 2 years ago, and then she stepped up and played a really hard position to play last season in the NCAA tournament when Kenzie Knuckles was out for the remainder of the season towards the end of the year. So she's so good, and it's crazy to think that she's coming off the bench. So the depth that this team has behind its incredible starters, I mean, it's very enviable for everybody else because I don't think any other team is in the same position that Nebraska is right now.
Amie, I guess, how much did we learn about this Nebraska volleyball team this last week? I mean, because there's been a lot of discussion regarding the schedule, and Nebraska, while other teams maybe started out with top 5 and top 10 opponents, Nebraska started out with Utah State, Lipscomb. I think obviously Omaha was in there with the big crowd on hand in Memorial Stadium. But then now this past week, they face number 5 Stanford and number 21 Kentucky at the time and handle their business. I mean, how much did we learn over just this last 7 days, or I should say since Stanford more specifically, about this Nebraska volleyball team?
John Cook set out this schedule intentionally. He wanted to ramp up. He wanted to have some quote unquote easier matches early. I don't think he would ever say that word, but I will. And then you play really, really tough teams at the end of your non-conference season. And I think that was perfect for this team. Not because the freshmen aren't talented. They're incredibly talented, but the speed of the game is And you have to, number one, figure out the rotation that you want to go with. Figure out how they play together. Figure out how, the on-court chemistry and all of those things. It is much easier to do that when you're not playing a Stanford, when you're not playing a Kentucky, when you're not playing Creighton. And so when you have the opportunity to do that early on and build that confidence, that helps tremendously. And so I think it played out perfectly for them.
We're speaking with Amie Just, Lincoln Journal-Star. One last question before we let you go, Amie. And this freshman class that came in for Nebraska volleyball, we heard the big names of the Harper Murray, the Berg and Riley, Lainey Choboy, who was once committed to Minnesota, decommitted, committed to Nebraska. But one of the names that I feel like might have flown under the radar for a while, Andy Jackson, in the latest not rankings, but like offensive rankings for middles around the country, she comes in at number 1. And after the breakout season that Becca Alec had last year, and she's still having a great season this year, having, two extremely young middles right there. I mean, what is your take on how John Cook is able to not even reload, but just rearm himself with all of these amazingly talented players? And how does he even go about getting so much playing time for all of them? You mentioned Allie Batenhorst coming off the bench despite her amazing talent.
Yeah, I don't envy John in that sense, trying to figure out how to make everybody happy with their playing time, because this team is incredible. And their bench can start for just about every other Big Ten team, I think. So, yeah, it's wild. When I think of Andy, I think back to the open practices that we had at the beginning of the season. And I did a column with vignettes of what I saw in my tapes from every freshman in that first class, in that first practice. And I could not stop watching Andy. And I think that she has grown tremendously since then. I think that she'd be a really good outside, too. Like, just the power that she has and the raw talent that you can see slowly starting to take shape and become more refined. I'm really excited about her prospects. I can't wait to keep watching her play over the course of her career. I think she's already phenomenal, and the potential that she has is through the roof.
That is Amie Just of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Amie, appreciate the time. Have a safe trip back to Lincoln from Lawrence, and we'll see you tomorrow at Nebraska, Louisiana Tech.
Yes, we will. Thanks, guys.
That is Amie Just. Appreciate her time. As always, should definitely hear from her down the road. Lot of good stuff there, especially regarding Nebraska volleyball and just the depth that they have throughout their entire roster.
It's a crazy team.
It is. And Andy Jackson's one of those that not a lot of people are discussing and talking about, but you can definitely see her talent kind of taking shape as Amie said, and you can hear it when that ball hits the floor off of her hand.
When she gets solid contact, it sounds different.
Similar to Harper Murray too.
Exactly. Look, Harper Murray, I still don't understand how, like, this isn't a dig or anything, but her arms are so thin, and she has like the most power on the team. It's it's just the rotation, everything that she puts behind it. But it is crazy how much power she puts behind her swing. But Andy Jackson, I mean, John Cook mentioned it before. She's one of the more athletic players on this roster.
Yeah.
But she was just, a little bit raw. So now with her slowly figuring things out and slowly getting much better at this whole volleyball thing, it's not like she wasn't talented before. Things are really starting to click for her, and it's looking real fun.
Let's go ahead and take our break. When we come back, it's time for Weekends Picks. A lot of good college football games coming your way, and we'll pick them all with Austin and Strick coming up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados, and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any backyard landscaping project, and you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info, or call 402-467-1627.
Imagine a world where no one explains the rules of the game. Just go out there and do your best, kid. But your best isn't good enough. Junior Achievement is working on leveling the playing field. We need your support. Suit up. It's game time.
Visit ja.org/volunteer.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports, or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha. The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
September is one of the best months of the year with college football and all the other fall sports underway. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call the Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages, deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at the Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
He made me in his own image.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, Strick, and Austin joining you guys. What's up, gentlemen? Oh, hold on, we just got to turn the... Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. There's still lots going on. All right, you got
stuff going on in
there.
there.
It is. There you go.
Hey.
We're back. What's up, guys?
Oh, man, good.
Stricky, you're looking fresh, man.
Well, junior achievement tonight, man.
That's
Just
right.
wanted to kind of get myself together. Going to be a little auction today, a little golf event.
What are on your sunglasses? Is that a panther?
Like a tiger.
Like a tiger? Nice.
Yeah. Panther, tiger.
I never
Cartier,
had,
whatever.
I ain't never had sunglasses with an animal on them.
It's a blessing.
That's fancy.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, free 99. Sometimes that's how I like it.
All right, whatever, man. All right, guys. Austin, I can talk about this, especially with you. The Cubs are atrocious, man.
Free fall.
I mean,
what is going on?
We brought in Jose Cuas, and we thought he was going to save the day, and Jose Cuas sucks.
It's true, and you gave away Nelson Velasquez.
Yeah, we
for
gave
him.
away Nelson Velasquez.
It's rude
Anyway.
to Nelson Cuas.
Does
it's Jose
everybody
Cuas.
need to be fired?
Whatever.
No,
Cuas.
I mean, here's the thing. David Ross has needed to be fired for a couple years now.
Jeez.
But here they are.
Is he still the manager?
He is.
Yep.
He is.
Grandpa
Should never gotten rid of Joe Madden.
Madden has worn out his welcome a few different places.
That is
though.
true. That is
wore
true.
it out in Tampa, wore it out in LA. And kind of the same thing with the Cubs, right? He did what they needed to do with the World Series. But man, interesting character.
Yeah.
Good manager, but very situational. He's not an all seasons guy.
Never should have got rid of Joe Torre. Yankees. Just ridiculous. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Never should have gotten rid of Joe Girardi.
Honestly,
that part.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Rico, now we should have picks music this week.
Oh,
is that correct?
Let me check.
We should have picks music.
Picks.
Because it is time for weekend picks music.
Strick's picks.
Come on.
I'm winning.
And
this
that was
week.
yesterday.
I'm winning this week.
Your first week?
Yeah.
Your first piece?
It doesn't matter.
It is a miracle that Strick is here because it is weekend picks Friday and he hasn't made picks yet. Are we getting there? Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
there it is.
There it is.
It's back. This is news this year, Strick. You wouldn't know about it. All right,
Yeah,
here we go.
You've never been here. Loser.
Here we go. All right, a lot of good college football games this week. Let's pick a couple of the really good ones here. All right, so just a reminder of what rankings are, or I should say records are for everybody. Rico comes in at 16-24 after his 7-5 mark last week.
I've made a little bit of a comeback.
You sure have. Austin is right at that line. He's 20-20 on the year, 6-6 last week. And here I am after an 11-1 week last week, 29-13.
I honestly think he's changing his picks.
I make notes of them. Make
I'm
notes.
But the thing is, no, okay. So Austin,
Go ahead.
Austin, am I wrong in saying this? Okay, just let me know. he has his written down, right? So when we make our picks, he never says his.
That's a lie. No, I've said
every once in a while.
Austin.
Let me
Thank
finish.
you.
Let me finish. Every once in a while, he'll say his, but we'll have to. There's sometimes where we're like, "Hey, what's yours?" And sometimes we don't catch him.
I will happily. I've told you guys week after week that I will happily have you guys write them down, and you can fact check me. Go ahead.
Here's the thing.
I just know you're too lazy to do so.
He's changing his pick.
I'm
you're not
willing
wrong.
to give you the benefit of the doubt. I have nothing.
Yes.
No reason to not believe that.
I do.
We can either tweet them out, or we can go back and check the tape.
And that's the thing is that there's no reason in my eyes to waste a tweet. We can
Waste
always
the tweet like you have to pay for it.
We can always go back and check the tape.
And
I am well aware of it. I just know if Rico were to write him down, he's too lazy to actually do so.
He's not wrong, but
so
it's still hurtful.
All right, here's the thing. Here we go. Are we ready, fellas?
Let's do it.
Strick, are you locked in?
I'm locked in.
Okay, I hope so.
I'm focused, man.
Let's go first with this one. Number 15, Ole Miss travels to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Crimson Tide, after a very insanely weird season so far, are 6.5-point favorites. This one kicks off at 2:30 p.m. on CBS. Jalen Milroe, the starter this Saturday for the Crimson Tide. Austin, what you got?
So very much of me wants to pick the Rebs.
Yeah.
So much of me.
I'm in the same boat.
But they go to Tuscaloosa, which is tough. Lane's teams have hung in there for a half.
They have.
But ultimately get boat raced.
Yep.
That's how this has gone.
All those years with Laquan Treadwell and DK Metcalf on the receiver.
Elijah Moore.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Who would have been their quarterback at that time? I mean, because that was before Matt Corral.
Yeah, what was his name?
I can't think of his name.
You're gonna have to look it up because it's gonna bother us.
Yeah, nonetheless. Go ahead, Rico.
What was the spread again?
6.5 in favor of Alabama.
Chad Kelly.
Chad
Kelly.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's hard to pick against Alabama, even with their inconsistency at quarterback.
Okay.
Plus, I like Jalen Milroe.
All right. So
I think I'm gonna go with the Tide, but I don't feel good.
You don't like it. Okay, there we go. Austin?
This is the year. Rebs.
Okay, how about that? I gotta change that up. All right, Stricky.
Mine's going to be because I was born in Auburn.
Okay.
So this particular moment, I'm feeling a little queasy, uneasy. Ooh. And so I'm not sold on Jalen Milroe, but actually, Jackson Dart is playing quite phenomenal right now. So I'm going to go on a limb and go Ole Miss.
All right, Ole Miss to cover the 6.5. I'm going to take the Crimson Tide. I feel like a touchdown is not a whole lot of points there. All right, the two schools in the Pac-12 that nobody wants, but are both ranked.
Yes.
Number 14, Oregon State travels to Pullman and Pullman and faces off against number 21, Washington State. Oregon State on the road is a 3-point favorite.
I don't want to do this because I know that you love them so much, but I am going to go with the Beavs.
There it is.
And DJ Uyunglele.
There it is.
Rebound DJ Uyunglele. And I like Damian Martinez to run roughshod during this game.
Oregon State?
Oregon State.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, that's what I like to see.
All right, Oregon
I'm
State
also
all the
taking
way.
Oregon State.
Of course
You know how I am.
Well, it looks like we all lost that one.
That's
usually how that goes.
In the biggest spread of the weekend in college football, it's another Pac-12 matchup. Number 5 USC travels to Tempe and faces off against Kenny Dillingham's Arizona State Sun Devils. Arizona State lost last week at home to Fresno State. It's a 34.5 point favorite in favor of USC.
What in the world?
Is Rashada playing or is he still out?
Unclear on that one. This one kicks off at 9:30 p.m. on Fox.
A part of me wants to think like it's one of those things where
he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's it's not trap game. It's one of those things where Michigan, they were like 30-point favorites and they just call off the dogs. But I feel like Lincoln Riley's a jerk and he's just gonna want to pile it on. So I'm gonna go with the Trojans, but I'm ready to be wrong.
Why?
Okay.
Only because Oregon put up an 81 piece and he's going for it.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and put up more.
Wow.
Plus, also, he just kicked a reporter out for 2 weeks. He's suspended a
Heated right
reporter.
now. He's just real nasty.
They sat down and hung out, and they were like, "Yeah, our views differ." They both.
We're
they
going
both
to talk
sat
about
down.
it. Don't give any more away.
It's
ridiculous.
We have the follow-up. We're going to talk about it.
USC 34.5 point favorites. What are you going with, Austin?
Yeah, Trojans.
Stricky?
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll Trojans on this one. I think Arizona's doo-doo.
Well, guys, this is a lot of boring games here because I'm taking USC as well. I just think Arizona State's really
Just
bad.
bad.
Did you guys see the clip of Dillingham saying, "Why would we not go out there and compete to win? If you're just playing, if you're competing, preparing to lose, then you're a loser." Did you guys see that quote?
No.
Oh, you should go look up the video. Okay, here's this one: Ohio State at Notre Dame. Number 6, Ohio State at number 9, Notre Dame. This one, big game for NBC. How about that? NBC gets Big Ten and Notre Dame all in one. This one kicks off 6:30 p.m. Ohio State is a 3-point favorite.
Give me the Buckeyes.
Wow. Okay.
By at least 10.
That sounds like a super
wow.
lock
Is that
to
a
me.
super
That
lock?
sounds
That's
like
a
a
super
super
lock.
lock.
You know
It
what?
sounds like it.
Why not?
Oh, wow. I think I'm rolling Notre Dame.
That's a great call. That's a great pick. I like that pick. I like that pick a lot.
You need a pen.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Hold on. Rico, do you have a pen by chance?
I don't have one in here,
Dang it.
unfortunately.
Okay, well, go ahead, Rico. Say yours again.
I'm going to pick Ohio State.
Okay. Austin?
3, I don't love. I don't love that line. This is very tricky. Ohio State has the track record, but this is Notre Dame's game. Domers.
Rico? Not so fast, my friend. I'm taking Notre Dame.
Look, I'll be all out on a limb.
I'm as a super lock.
Yeah, I'm down.
That's a 3-point swing
Ooh.
if Notre Dame wins
That's
in
a
that
good
game.
look.
That's a 3-point swing in favor of us. All right, let's move on to the NFL before we pick Nebraska.
Oh,
NFL
you didn't get
games.
Iowa, Penn State. That
No,
would've
we
been
do. We do
dangerous.
5. What, we do 5
Oh,
per
okay.
league.
All right, let's get it.
You would know that if you were here the previous
You
Fridays.
knew he was gonna be a
All right.
snake.
All right. So this one, there are 2 games with the same spread. That is the largest spread of the week in the NFL. First one is just down the road at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chicago Bears and Justin Fields, after all of this is going on, they just got equipment stolen from their facilities.
$100,000 worth.
At Soldier Field just earlier today. The Bears travel to
Chicago.
Kansas City.
What is going on, bro?
The Bears
As a
travel.
whole,
The
your team
Bears,
sucks. Your city's in the shams. What's really going on right now?
Look,
Okay, go ahead.
your
I'm
baseball
sorry.
team sucks.
Oh God!
Look,
This
Strick, that dump
doo-doo
button's
all
kind
over.
of far away. So
Yeah,
please,
don't
please
make
don't.
me hit that dumb button. The Bears go to Kansas City. The Chiefs are 12.5 point favorites.
Good golly,
Jeez.
Miss Molly.
Rico.
That's low. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm rolling Chiefs too, bro. Like,
Super
that's
lock
not
in
even-
Mahomes. Give it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Super lock.
Yep.
They've got good pieces on their defense,
You
but
know,
they just lost their
this-
defensive
This
coordinator.
is really weird here. I'm gonna say the Bears cover.
That's just
I
'cause
think-
you're
Okay.
I think the Chiefs win. I think the Bears cover. This is one of those weird ones where it's like they shouldn't be in that game, but it's going to be the end of the third quarter and the Bears are tied.
That's because you're a fan of Justin Fields.
I love Justin Fields.
Who runs
He
right into
sucks.
3 defenders.
Don't get me wrong, he sucks, but I love Justin Fields.
Who do you love more,
Please,
CJ Stroud or
please.
Justin Fields?
Probably Justin Fields.
Ooh.
Wow.
Probably
He loves
Justin
it. He loves
Okay.
he loves the almost career winner.
Yeah,
Strick,
yeah.
you good?
Now here's a side bet.
Please.
The
What is
side
happening?
bet. The side bet of the week.
Are you okay?
I need Cowboys, Cardinals. Please say that.
We'll get there. We'll get
I just
there.
want to know if it's on the list.
I'll let you know when we get there,
Relax.
pal. Okay.
If you're praying.
Now we got to get the picks music going again, unfortunately, because Strick's just picking forever. Anyways, side bet here: Justin Fields over under 1.5 fumbles.
Under.
1.5. So yeah, under.
Everybody, okay, I'm taking under as well.
Yeah. Okay. Over.
Where did you come
Oh,
up with that one
gosh.
from?
Well, I mean, he's pretty much bound to get one. So he's played. What is it? He's played in a certain amount of games, and he's had
Under.
one more fumble than he's played in games.
Okay.
I'm
So-
gonna go under.
You're still going to go under.
Yeah, I changed.
I'm taking under as well. All 4 of us are taking the under.
Nick. You're better than that.
I know it was a desperate last minute decision. The
Nick Vegas would be sad.
Hey, Texans at Jaguars. The Jaguars are 8-point favorites at home.
Give me Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, and the
Okay.
Hugwars.
Okay, Austin.
Yeah, Jags bounce back from a tough one hosting Kansas City.
Stricky?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Jags 8.
All right, we're all taking Jags.
Oh, you're not going with career loser
they're
CJ Stroud?
not there. They're not there right now.
Not there yet.
They're not the same
Not
squad.
yet.
This is boring.
I know. We're either going to do really well or
You know
really
what?
bad.
Switch mine to Texans.
We all got that on record?
Switch mine to Texans. Like, I'm gonna go different. We can't all go the same.
No,
This is why
record
Rico's
is
16 and 24.
This
right?
is why my record is
All
bad.
right, so here we go. Let's
I don't like
keep it rolling. The Broncos at the Dolphins.
Ooh.
Dolphins are 6.5 point
You didn't even let it
favorites.
get out.
No, I can't pick the Broncos because if the Broncos win, Raph is going to be insufferable.
But then
on
if,
Monday.
if the Dolphins win, Jake's insufferable at 3-0.
Yeah, but Jake's insufferable regardless because his team already beat mine. So,
all right, what are we thinking? Broncos and Dolphins 6.5 point favorite are the Dolphins.
This is the one I go on a limb, and I'm going to say Broncos.
Okay,
to cover.
Yeah, just to cover. Don't forget, you got a super lock at some point.
you still have a super lock at some point.
That ain't the one I'm looking for.
I wanted to, but now I have to go with the Dolphins.
Dolphins, okay. I'm going to take the Dolphins as well.
Wow, Raph would be disappointed in you.
That's all right. He can be mad.
Raph, you're my guy.
All right, 2 more NFL games. We go Sunday night. Steelers at the Raiders. 7:25 p.m. kickoff on NBC. The Raiders at home are a 2.5 point favorite.
Kenny Pickett isn't good.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, but he's better.
Okay.
I really like the Steelers defense. I don't know who I want to pick in this one. I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Okay, there you go. Raiders. Austin.
Steelers.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going G. Pickens and the Steelers.
There
I
you
think
go.
Kenny Pickett's going to go.
You're gonna go with Nick's gonna go with George Pickens.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Nick's
as well.
a big George Pickens guy.
Maybe. Okay, last NFL game. The Arizona Cardinals
Sure, you got it.
host the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 12.5 point favorites on Sunday on the road. This one kicks off 3:25 p.m. Stricky, I'm guessing you're going Cowboys
and
super
super
lock.
lock.
Yep, there it is. All right, Rico.
Good golly, Miss Molly. That's low.
Cowboys. Austin.
Cowboys are the obvious answer, but Arizona has hung tougher than I
Oh,
think
no,
they should
oh,
have.
no.
Go with it. Go with it.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
Oh,
Cardinals to cover.
Josh Dobbs.
I'm taking the Cowboys as well. All right, now it's time to go to Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Louisiana Tech travels to Nebraska, 2:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Nebraska is a 21 point favorite.
That's right on the cusp of where.
Three
That's like
tutties.
right there where I'm thinking. I am going to say the uncertainty of the quarterback situation. I'm going to cover La Tech.
Okay. Rico?
Nebraska's running away with this one.
All right, cool. There we go. All right, Austin.
Skurs win, dogs cover.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're taking Louisiana Tech?
Yes.
I'm taking Nebraska, and I'm super locking it that they cover the 21.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm taking Nebraska to cover, and I'm super locking Nebraska.
If
to
that happens,
cover.
I need you both to do the Bo Pelini. Nebraska's back, and we're here to stay on Monday.
There you go.
I need that from you guys.
Hey, Husker fans,
you have to. If they
we're
cover.
back.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Anyway, after 2 wins against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech. All right, guys.
Never felt more back.
What's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
Good weekend preview. Loaded
Yeah.
college football weekend. Plenty of storylines to dig into their NFL headlines as well. We mentioned it. Lincoln Riley and the journalist sat down, had a heart-to-heart. We talked about it yesterday, but we'll give the follow-up. A little bit on the Bears as well, but also Texas and Oklahoma not paying or not forfeiting as much as we thought they were going to up front. So what does that mean for them, for the Big 12, that sort of thing? And that's on the block for you.
There you go. Once again, make sure you tune in on the block with Strick and Austin coming up in just a few minutes. And then Old School at DP and J. They'll be live from the from
The Cornhusker.
The Cornhusker. I wanted to say Cornhusker Marriott, and I knew that was not correct. So the Cornhusker from 4 to 6 p.m. today with Junior Achievement. So make sure you hang out as we get you ready for Louisiana Tech and Nebraska. Tonight, 7 p.m., a little bit of high school football action as Crete takes on Pius X. And so that and more will be coming your way throughout the rest of the day. Make sure you stick around for all that and more. That'll do it for us here at the happy hour, though. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Adios.
or looking to get into the electrical construction industry. The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha. Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. Use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of